Best Actress Brie Larson, Sofia Vergara, and Cate Blanchett owned the red carpet in shades of blue at the 88th Academy Awards. Last year's Best Supporting Actress winner Patricia Arquette looked elegant in a simple navy blue gown.
Who are you wearing? You look gorgeous.
Thank you, so do you. Marina Rinaldi.
Saoirse Ronan, Rachel McAdams, and Charlize Theron stunned in bold colors, plunging necklines, low backs, and high slits. Oscar winner Alicia Vikander was the belle of the ball in a custom Louis Vuitton, while Daisy Ridley and Rooney Mara wore vintage looks in gray.
What we see on the runway is directly comparable to what we see on the red carpet.
First-time nominee Lady Gaga wowed in a white pantsuit, and Whoopi Goldberg channeled old Hollywood in a black gown modeled after Bette Davis in All About Eve.
The Academy Awards showcase some of the best style moments in Hollywood, but the Oscars also bring out fashion fails.
Critics knocked fashion veterans Heidi Klum and Kate Winslet for failing to impress.
I'm wearing Alfred Dunhill.
Henry Cavill and Eddie Redmayne mixed it up with velvet jackets, while other stars rocked navy suits. And Best Actor winner Leonardo DiCaprio dressed up his classic black Armani with the most coveted accessory. But host Chris Rock may have made the boldest statement in a white tuxedo. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Hollywood. The biggest names in music are gathering for tonight's Grammy Awards.
Who do you look forward to seeing tonight?
I can't really say because I've seen the rehearsals and I know they're amazing.
The stars showed off their fashion sense on the red carpet. Beyoncé is widely expected to take home Album of the Year. She's tied with Pharrell Williams and newcomer Sam Smith for the most nominations with 6 each. Smith will also perform.
I just feel very overwhelmed, and I'm just trying to concentrate on not to trip on stage.
The Grammys just aren't about finding out who wins. The show is also known for its once-in-a-lifetime performances.
The world has gone mad today. Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett are performing a jazz duet. And Rihanna teams up with Kanye West and Paul McCartney for her new single.
Trying to make it right home by Monday.
If you're a fan of music, you're going to love this show. It doesn't matter what generation, it doesn't matter what genre.
Welcome to the story we call Victory.
John Legend and Common will perform their Oscar-nominated song from Selma. Producers say it will include a surprise, one of many this evening. Danielle Nottingham at CBS News, Los Angeles. In the heart of Silicon Valley, Levi's Stadium is on the cutting edge.
Bringing, an individualized experience to 70,000 fans via their mobile device was something we were really striving for.
49ers team president Al Guido says NFL teams are using technology to compete with the at-home viewing experience. At Levi's Stadium, there are 1,000 Wi-Fi access points within 10 feet of every seat. Can't find your seat? Bluetooth will guide you. And fans can order food and drinks on an app and get it delivered to their seat.
You can actually find out how long the bathroom line is?
Yes. We don't want you to miss it.
It is the live action on the field.
Is this kind of a competition with the living room?
In our case, absolutely. The one thing you can't replicate is the sights, the sounds, the smells of being in a live football game.
Fans inside Levi's Stadium can see a replay of every play on the field within 4 seconds from multiple angles. But CBS Sports is offering a whole different experience for the fan watching at home. It's called iVision 360, and here's an example of how it works. You can see me from here, and from here. This is just part of what's keeping fans at home.
iVision 360 is one of the many technologies that we've used to be able to try to give the viewer that feeling that they're in the stadium.
Stadium has a rooftop garden, all of this technology, the big screen televisions. What can be next?
The sky's the limit, isn't it? Nowadays, isn't that what they tell us? You'll start looking at new stadiums that come on board, new arenas that are going to build upon what we did here at Levi Stadium. And dare I say, make it better.
That could be a tall order. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Santa Clara, California. The stars are arriving on the red carpet as excitement builds for tonight's Grammy Awards. Taylor Swift opens the show with a song from her Grammy-nominated album 1989, one she's never performed live before. Swift is up for 7 awards.
We gon' be alright.
Rapper Kendrick Lamar leads the field with 11.
I respect Kendrick so much as an artist. You know, first of all, I love the incorporation of jazz and funk into his music and not shying away from it just because it's not, you know, mainstream.
Newcomer Andra Day will team up with pop star Ellie Goulding in a duet. And Adele will give a much-anticipated performance from her record-smashing album 25. Tonight's Grammy Awards will also be filled with tributes to some of the music legends who passed away in the last year. Lady Gaga showed off her new tattoo of David Bowie ahead of her tribute to the late music icon. Bonnie Raitt will join Gary Clark Jr. and others in honoring blues legend B.B. King.
He meant so much to so many people. It's really nice to be able to have this moment to be able to honor him.
And the Eagles will honor their co-founder, Glenn Frey, who died last month. Danielle Nottingham at CBS News, Los Angeles.
Birdman.
Birdman flew away with the award for Best Picture. Alejandro Iñárritu also took home awards for Best Director and Best Original Screenplay.
And we are here. I don't know how that happened, but it happened.
Julianne Moore won Best Actress for the movie Still Alice. Eddie Redmayne was given the Best Actor award for his portrayal of physicist Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything.
This Oscar.
I got a chance to talk to him before the show.
Did you know how special this role was when you took it?
I knew it was an incredibly special story.
J.K. Simmons and Patricia Arquette won the Best Supporting categories.
Tonight we honor Hollywood's brightest.
In a year that was criticized for having a lack of diverse nominees, an emotional high point came when the song Glory won for the movie Selma.
Before the big show, the stars were out here on the red carpet, which got a little soggy at times.
Rain showers were too heavy for the giant tent covering the red carpet, but that didn't dampen the spirits of fans who cheered for their favorite stars. Nominee Robert Duvall made a prediction.
No, I don't think I'm going to win.
He turned out to be right. But for him and all the stars who came up a little short, there's always next year. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Hollywood.
Bees, nature's pollinators, are in trouble. They have been stung hard by disease, deadly pesticides, and a mysterious disorder. The result? This country's bee population is only half of what it was 70 years ago. So there is a new plan to fix it by putting our bees up, way up, in hotels. Danielle Nottingham explains.
This is San Francisco at street level. But look a little higher, and you'll find the roofs of at least 7 of the city's luxury hotels are home to millions of bees.
Here's the beginnings of a queen cell.
Spencer Marshall is beekeeper at the Fairmont San Francisco, the first hotel in the city to install a bee sanctuary.
When they came to you with this idea to put these hives on the rooftop, what did you think?
Good PR, that was all. And, you might get a little honey, and then, whoa, what's going on here?
Marshall says the hives on top of the Fairmont produce 1,000 pounds of honey every year.
You've got 4 hives here. How many bees?
Well, when they're really cooking, there can be over a couple of 100,000 bees, yeah.
That's a lot of bees.
Yeah.
And that's a welcome change for Marshall, who's seen the now widely publicized decline of bees firsthand.
When I started out almost 50 years ago, if I lost 2 or 3% of my bees a year, that was like, what's going on? Now you lose 50, 60%, and it's not sustainable.
When the Fairmont asked Marshall to install rooftop hives in 2010, its goal was to help rebuild the bee population. More than $15 billion a year in U.S. crops are pollinated by bees.
We really do feel like Fairmont's doing its part and innovating.
In 2008, the chain kicked off the trend in Toronto, developing the first on-site hotel honeybee program in the world. Since then, at least 22 Fairmont properties have followed suit, installing hives for honeybees and bee hotels for pollinators to rest their wings. Here in San Francisco, the Fairmont isn't the only hotel rooftop hosting hives.
So you really picked the highest point of the hotel.
We did, the most bee-friendly.
Okay. Michael Pace is the general manager at the Clift, where 10 hives set up to mimic the skyline behind them were installed last year.
We're on the roof in the middle of San Francisco. It's windy, it's foggy. How do honeybees thrive here?
Well, actually, they're doing really well. And one thing that bees really thrive on is warmth, to get them warmed up in the morning. So when we chose this location with our beekeeper, he specifically wanted it to be fully exposed to the sun and the setting sun on the west.
As chair of the city's Hotel Sustainability Committee, Pace wants to get every hotel in the city buzzing.
We have 800,000 bees on one hotel. We'll have 10 hotels by the end of this year. That's 8 million. Look at the multiplier effect. I think we could have a very big impact.
And where there are bees, there's honey. Hotels are packaging their product. Chefs have found different ways to bring the honey from roof to table. And bartenders are making specialty cocktails infused with the syrupy sweetener.
And now to see it actually coming to life in cocktails for me is just awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers to the honeybees.
At the Fairmont, beekeeper Marshall welcomes the Skyline hives.
Do you think that this is a really good model to carry out throughout the world?
Absolutely, because just exposing people to bees, and the more the places they can exist, the more chances are we can evolve.
And Marshall hopes this new urban habitat,
lots of honey,
is just the beginning. For CBS This Morning Saturday, Danielle Nottingham, San Francisco.
I have to say, I'm really surprised that bees thrive on rooftops in cities. I would never have thought of that.
Nice byproducts, too, to have liquor and to also have bakeries. And I'm going to make fun of Danielle Nottingham for that last line. I'm going to email her right as soon as we're done.
I think the guests in these hotels might be surprised at who's also booked in the hotel, like hundreds of thousands of bees.